This is Bx1 to Mott Haven-138 St. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 231st Street. Next stop, West 231st Street and Corlier Avenue. Transfers available to Bx1 Limited, Bx10 and Bx7. This stop is West 231st Street and Corlier Avenue. Next stop, West 231st Street and Broadway. Transfers available to the 1 train, Bx1 Limited, Bx10, Bx7 and Bx9. This stop is West 231st Street and Broadway. Next stop, West 231st Street and Bailey Avenue. Transfers available to Bx1 Limited and Bx10. This stop is West 231st Street and Bailey Avenue. Next stop, Heath Avenue and Summit Place. Transfer available to Bx1 Limited. This stop is Heath Avenue and Summit Place. Next stop, Sedgwick Avenue and Fort Independence Street. Transfer available to Bx3. This stop is Sedgwick Avenue and Fort Independence Street. Next stop, Sedgwick Avenue and Giles Place. This stop is Sedgwick Avenue and Giles Place. Next stop, Sedgwick Avenue and Stevenson PL1. Transfers available to Bx10 and Bx2. This stop is Sedgwick Avenue and Stevenson PL1. Next stop, Sedgwick Avenue and 2 Stevenson Place. Transfers available to Bx10 and Bx2. This stop is Sedgwick Avenue and 2 Stevenson Place. Next stop, Sedgwick Avenue and Dickinson Avenue. This stop is Sedgwick Avenue and Dickinson Avenue. Next stop, West Mosholu Parkway South and Jerome Avenue. Transfers available to the 4 train, Bx2 and Bx28. This stop is West Mosholu Parkway South and Jerome Avenue. Next stop, Grand Concourse and Van Cortlandt Avenue East. Transfers available to Bx1 Limited and Bx2. This stop is Grand Concourse and Van Cortlandt Avenue East. Next stop, Grand Concourse and Bedford PK Boulevard. Transfers available to the D train, Bx25 and Bx26. This stop is Grand Concourse and Bedford PK Boulevard. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Kingsbridge Road. Transfers available to the B and D trains, Bx22, Bx28 and Bx9. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Kingsbridge Road. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Fordham Road. Transfers available to the D train, Bx1 Limited, Bx12 and Bx2. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Fordham Road. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Burnside Avenue. Transfers available to Bx1 Limited, Bx2, Bx40, Bx42 and Bxm4. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Burnside Avenue. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 177th Street. Transfers available to the B and D trains, Bx36 and Bx36 Limited. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 177th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East Mount Eden Avenue. Transfers available to Bx1 Limited, Bx2 and Bx32. This stop is Grand Concourse and East Mount Eden Avenue. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 170th Street. Transfers available to the B and D trains, Bx11 and Bx18A. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 170th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 167th Street. Transfers available to the D train, Bx1 Limited, Bx2 and Bx35. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 167th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 165th Street. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 165th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 161st Street. Transfer available to Bx6. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 161st Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 149th Street. Transfers available to the 2, 4 and 5 trains, Bx1 Limited, Bx2 and Bx19. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 149th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 144th Street. Transfers available to the 2 and 5 trains. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 144th Street. Next stop, Grand Concourse and East 138th Street. Transfers available to the 5 train, Bx1 Limited and Bx33. This stop is Grand Concourse and East 138th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 138th Street. Transfers available to the 6 train and Bx32. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 138th Street. This is Bx1 to Mott Haven-138 St.